consider putting Ethan Garbers in at the end of that game?
Consider putting Ethan Garbers in at the end of the game. But at the end, no, we didn't have any conversations about that.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, you were up big. They didn't have their quarterback. Dorian said he's not 100%.
Yeah, we didn't even have any conversations, and I don't think we were up big. It was only a 2-score game then. We were trying to make it a 3-score game.
What's kind of the development plan for Ethan?
Excuse me?
What's the development plan for him?
We work every day at practice, and if the opportunity presents itself in a game, then we'll get him in a game.
You were able to see something from some of the other. You got some of the other skill guys in at the end of the game, like Keegan Jones. What did you see from them?
Keegan did a nice job. Keegan's done a nice job in training sessions. You know, it's just a matter of how the game has expressed itself. But wanted to get him some reps, and I think he did a really nice job from that standpoint.
When Dorian was 1 for 8 for 3 yards at halftime, did you consider sitting him at all just to give him a look from the sidelines and let him kind of get his flow back?
Nope.
Never came up at all?
Nope.
We saw some silver screens on the field. You know, was that to protect from signal stealing?
Yep.
Or what brought up that concern?
What's that?
What brought up that concern?
We're just always trying to protect what we do on the offensive side of the ball.
But that's the first time you've used them
Use
this
the
season.
screens, yeah.
So was there anything particular to Arizona stealing signs, or are you just going to use them going forward?
Depends on who we play and what we feel going into the game.
Was that your idea?
It's our staff side there. All of our ideas are our staff side there. So nobody just says, hey, we're going to do this. We talk about everything we do.
What will go into that decision making between,
Depends on
from
who
team
we're
to team?
playing and what we're doing and what intelligence we have in terms of how they operate. So
How does that, they could see it from across the sideline. Obviously they couldn't see it from the press box, but they could have somebody on this other sideline.
figure it out.
Okay. What about Colson Yankoff? Is he hurt right now?
Colson Yankoff's not available right now.
With regards to the running game, I know we've talked about Sean Rhyan, like big picture, but going back and watching the game again from Saturday, he seemed to grade really high, like in the high 80s in terms of his grade out for the game. Sean Rhyan looked really good in terms of the running game, pass protection. What did you see when you went back and watched the game?
Our highest graded lineman was Paul Grattan. Paul was offensive player of the game for us this week. Thought Paul did a really nice job. Sean's been consistent all season long. That group's been consistent for us as a group, but Paul graded out the highest for us.
You guys talk about Britton Brown running angry, and he really does kind of look like he does. How does that style, hard charging style, help him?
Yeah, I think he has the ability to break tackles if there are one-on-ones in space. Sometimes it's not just one-on-ones in space. Sometimes it's a defensive lineman is engaged with an O lineman, but as he runs through, he kind of gets an arm out. You feel like in those situations, that's not going to take a guy like Britton down or a guy like Zach down. They're tough, big, hard-nosed, physical runners. They give you an advantage that way. Sometimes, you think it's blocked up pretty well, but if you don't have as big a back, sometimes a smaller guy gets knocked down. Those guys don't. I think they hit the hole when they see it. He's got conviction when he runs. When he makes a decision, we talk about not speed to the hole, but speed through the hole. He's definitely a speed through the hole type of guy. Once he makes his decision and gets his proper read of where he's going to go, is he going to stick his foot in the ground and get north and south, or is he going to bounce it? Whatever decision he makes, he does it 100%. And he always seems like he's falling forward. There's not a lot of tackle for losses when Britton has the ball, and that's always a positive for an offensive team.
You get a lot of people say that Zach and Britton are so similar and how that's a good thing, but what do you think sets them apart? What skill sets do they have that are different according to you or some?
I think there are similarities and there are differences. I don't know specifically that. I don't think of it that way. What I think about is that as a play caller, you don't have to call one set of things for one guy and a different set for another guy. Sometimes that's a difference when you have two distinctly different backs. It's that, hey, when he's in, we need to feature this, and when he's in, we need to feature that. With both Britton and Zach, our offensive mentality, our offensive identity doesn't change. They're both good pass receivers coming out of the backfield. They both caught the ball very well. They're both very good in pass protection, along to go with their running skills.
Saw DJ Warnell in there at safety for a little bit. What did you think of his performance and how
Yeah,
he's been
DJ's played all season long. So if you just saw him in game one, he's been playing since the beginning of the year. So him and Blay played boundary safety for us, and he's done a really nice job there. He's been a really key player for us on special teams. Been a 4-core special teams player for us, and did a nice job when he's been in there, not only in the Arizona game but in every other game that he's played safety at.
Now that you watch the game again and review, what's your take on Dorian's performance and his early struggles in the game? What needs to change?
I thought Dorian did a really nice job managing what we had to do offensively. They were a very complex coverage operation in terms of double and cut and receiver, some of those other things. So being able to sort that out, along with the blitz package that they had, I thought Dorian did a really nice job.
What do you do if another team comes out in the next couple of weeks and gives a similar look to what Arizona did on defense? So
Run the ball for 350 yards.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.